Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to another speed build. Now, of course, since this is a speed build, this is a house that I built myself, and this is for one of my viewers named Laura. She requested I build a home for her Sims family, and actually, she didn't give me a whole lot to go off of. She said she wanted a modern home for her family. She wanted a master bedroom with an ensuite, a kid's room, and she likes the colors black and white. So I normally do more traditional builds. I, of course, do love modern ones, but usually traditional is kind of what I stick to. But in The Sims 4, it's a little bit hard to do that because all of the options are pretty much modern. So thankfully she requested this house in The Sims 4, which makes it much easier. Actually, I mean, that didn't really make sense because it's easy to do modern in Sims 3 as well for me. It's just hard to do traditional in Sims 4. There's not a whole lot of options. But in terms of modern, there's plenty of options. So I think that's what I meant when I said this was easy. And I wanted to keep it one floor. I think I don't know. I do a lot of two-story homes. Sometimes I like the living quarters on the first floor and, more of like the bedrooms and stuff upstairs. But since, I don't know, when I think modern, I think open, airy, big open floor plans, which is kind of funny because I really didn't actually even do that in this build. There's lots of hallways and doors and separate rooms and separate dining areas. So I guess it's modern in the sense of the furnishing and things like that, but the actual layout and style of the home is probably a little bit more traditional, maybe more traditional ranch style. But I don't know, I really like the way it came out. I also normally like to use a lot of light colors and pastels and things like that, or just a lot of rich woods. And in this build, I actually did quite a bit of reds, blacks, and whites. So that was really interesting and just a little bit different than what I'm used to. But I really like the way it came out. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. I went with a beautiful red front door and black windows, which again is something I would normally stay away from. In design, I do like it. I do think it's beautiful. It's just not something that I would normally gravitate towards when I'm building. I usually like more Victorian or well, yeah, I guess I do really like Victorian and traditional homes. What can I say? But I do also like the really sleek modern stuff as well. The type of things that you would find at IKEA, the ghost chairs, like those see-through clear chairs, and bright, bold colors, all your primary colors, red, blue, black, white. Well, I guess I don't even know if those are considered primary colors or not, but you know what I mean, like just the really bold colors. I do have, I don't know, I always say rainbow's my favorite color, and I really mean that. I love all the colors. I really do. But anyways, I put a lot of windows in this house. I really tried not to because I think I go overboard with the windows sometimes, but I think it adds to the feel of the home, which is nice. So I don't know. It obviously brings a lot of lighting, and especially in a modern build, you do want a lot of natural lighting to come inside. And so yeah, I have no windows regrets. And the floor plan, well, okay. I did change it around a little bit, but you already saw that because it went by so fast. I initially had the kids' bedrooms in the middle of the house, which meant one of them didn't have any windows at all. So that's when I sort of reconfigured it to put the bathrooms in the middle instead. And I wanted to try to give the kids two rooms that were exactly the same size and same shape, but since the house is a little bit different than just a traditional box shaped home, it was a little bit harder to do that, but I think they're pretty equally sized. And what I did just there was I went through and placed pieces of random furniture in the rooms just to kind of mark for me to remember what they were. So the bathrooms have bathtubs in them, and the bedrooms have beds, and the kitchen has a fridge, etc. Just so I really don't forget what I was doing when I go back, which works great for long builds. Sometimes it takes me a few days to build, but for some reason today I had lots of inspiration, and this just happened in one day, one sitting. So I guess it helped that it was a little bit slow at the store today, so I had plenty of time to do this. And I don't know, it's probably one of the quicker builds that I've done, but it's still nice, I think. I think since I didn't have to think too much about color and pattern like I do in The Sims 3, it just made it kind of fly by a bit easier. And right now, I think I'm going to start working on a bit of landscaping. Well, first of all, I'm doing the exterior of the home. So I did want brick because I always think brick definitely looks more modern and industrial, but I wanted to keep a little bit of the paneling as well because like I said, the floor plan of this home is a bit more traditional. So it's, I don't know, I think it's a good mix of both. And since I did a flat roof, I was playing around with these things. I think they're called freezers. I have no idea what they actually are. I'm not sure if it's just supposed to be roof trim. It's a separate category though. I don't know. You can tell I'm not actually a builder in real life. So that's something I didn't really know about, but it looked cool. And since I did want to keep the flat roof, I went with a little bit of decoration. And wow, that was a weird zoom through the house. Oh, I know what I was doing. It went by so fast you couldn't tell, but I was trying to see what that tree looked like from inside of the master bedroom, and it was still a pretty view. I didn't want to completely block the view, and it doesn't block it at all. You see part of the tree trunk, but the actual leaves and stuff are way above the eye level. And I was gonna put these bushes here, right in front of the windows, but I don't know, it was too much. It was way, 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 way too much. So I decided to go with some flowers instead. And I thought the yellow was a nice little contrast against the black, white, and red. Anytime I think like super, super modern, I usually think like straight, clean, clear whites and grays. A lot of glass and things like that. So throwing in the black and the red is even more different than the type of modern homes that I do build when I do build them. And I also always, always, always forget to do exterior lighting. So this time I made sure to go through and put little outdoor lights just in the front yard and the backyard so that when your Sims come home at night, they can see what they're doing. They can find their keys without having to dig through their purse in the dark, which, they don't actually do. But if they were real people, they probably would do. So I try to think of that sometimes when I'm building as well. Obviously, Sims don't have as many interactions that we would do with the house, but I still like to think of it in terms of a real actual house when I'm building. That way it just helps me be a bit more realistic with what I'm doing. And I had to add a hot tub. Hot tubs are one of my favorite things in the world, and I don't know, I don't think I've been using them that much in my builds lately. Maybe I have, I don't know, but I definitely wanted to put one here. And since the home actually is a pretty decent size, but there was still so much yard left on the lot that I picked, and I know that doesn't really matter much in Sims 4 because you can place the home on any size lot. Whereas The Sims 3, you can't really go smaller. So I think I was just like stuck in that train of thought. But I decided since there was such a big open space in the backyard, I would make a big, beautiful retreat. And I'm not really an outdoorsy person, but I do love pools and hot tubs and outdoor barbecues and things like that. So this home is going to have all of that and more. And right there, I was just extending the gate a little bit because I'm not sure, or the fence, I mean, I'm not sure if the Sims have to go to the sides of the hot tub to get in. So I just wanted to make sure they had plenty of clearance. And of course, onto the pool. I do also use a lot of square pools when I built, so this time I went with a bit more of an octagonal shape because I had plenty of room to do that. And now I'm moving on to the barbecue grill area, and it's probably going to go too fast to notice, but I moved this table around like 50 million times. I can't get the exact right location. It either seemed like it was too far or too close or too off to the side, and my OCD was driving me nuts, but I finally came up with a good compromise. And in order to really, really like section that off to make it look like it's part of the same area, I went ahead and added wood flooring to make it look like a deck, and then fencing around it to make it look like, the gate around the deck. And of course, had to add some more outdoor furniture. This outdoor furniture set right here is my absolute favorite. If I had a yard in real life, I would have something like this. Absolutely, probably even those same colors, because they're outdoor furniture, but they also look so cozy and inviting, and I would love it. I would absolutely love it. And let's see. Oh, adding a little table and some refreshments, of course. Now, Laura, I do want to say really quickly, I am so sorry. I know you listed a few packs that you do not have, and I swear when I first started building, I went through and just selected the packs that you did have, but I don't know if I did something wrong or if that doesn't stick unless you reset it every single time you search for a new item. But for whatever reason, it kept unchecking all of them. So I still try to pay very close attention to not include anything from the packs that you mentioned not to use, but just in case I accidentally did, again, I'm really sorry. Hopefully it's nothing too crucial to the build. If I did something absolutely crazy and horrible and it looks insane when you download it, please let me know and I will absolutely fix it for you. But if you have all of the stuff packs and things like that and all of the expansion packs and game packs, then you will be fine. You will be fine. I don't use any custom content, but I did try to stick to the packs that she told me. I think the ones that she didn't have were spooky, luxury party, romantic garden stuff, movie hangout. And there might have been one more. So like I said, I tried not to use those items, but I don't really know what all of the icons mean yet. So again, I'm really sorry if I messed that up, but hopefully the home still works for you and hopefully you like it. And if you're not Laura, who I'm speaking to right now, then of course you can still download the home and put it in your game. So if you enjoy it, please do so. It will be in my gallery under Blah Stephanie. I know it's not Simarchy, right? Everywhere it's Simarchy except for the gallery and the Sims 3 store exchange. I am Blah Stephanie because they would not let me change it, but that is all in the description below, so you don't have to remember it, of course. And kitchen time. Normally I do these really big, grand, gigantic kitchens unless I'm doing a tiny home build. So this time I kept it just kind of smallish. It's still a pretty good size, but I totally forgot to put a door. So you'll see me later on add an archway because there's a way to get from the kitchen to the dining room and from the kitchen outside, but there's no way to get to the kitchen or the dining room from inside of the home. So I do eventually realize that and fix it. But again, just in this kitchen and dining room, I'm sticking with the black and white theme. And of course, I had to throw in a pop of color with that red. And I think the three colors look really nice together. The only problem you get into with that is sometimes it's too dark. So I try to make sure that there is a contrast, like here where the black chairs blend right into the black flooring. I can't remember if I actually changed the flooring color or if I add a rug, but I definitely do something to break that up. And right about now I think when I start to realize there's something weird going on with the lighting. These beamer lights, I think they're called, are nice because they're very bright, but for me, it throws off the color, and I don't know if that's just the way my screen does it or what, but it makes everything kind of have a yellowish or a beigeish warm tone to it. And I know in real life there's different types of lights. There's cool lights and warm lights and, stuff that's more outdoor from, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean? There's different like intensities and colors that lights kind of give off in real life. So maybe they did that with the game, and I have no idea if you can change it with the lights individually or if you just have to change the actual light fixture to fix that. But I am going to eventually change all these lights out of here. So now I've moved on to the living room, and the living room is where I finally decide to inject some more colors other than black, red, and white, which of course are beautiful colors together, but I had to throw in some more in there because if you had a house that was literally just 3 colors throughout the entire house, I'm sure that would get a little bit monotone and boring. I mean, maybe not. Maybe if you really played with the pattern, you could make it work, especially with maybe a smaller home. Since you can't really change the patterns and, like for example, let's say I wanted that green couch to be green cushions with black wood, and there was no option for that preset, I would just be stuck and not be able to use it. So I decided to just throw in some more colors anyway. And oops, I don't know if you heard that. I just hit my table. And Laura, I'm sure you meant black and white were not the only colors that you wanted in this house. And if you did, I'm sorry. I'm sure that's not what you meant. But if you did, I will go back and make you just a black and white house, which would be really an interesting challenge, I think. Like I said, if it's a tiny home, shouldn't be a problem, but for a house of the size and not having color palette, I think it would be very, very, very difficult to do an all black and all white home. Maybe I'll make that a little mini challenge. I don't know. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Or if you know someone who's built a house that's completely black and white, no other colors at all, I would be very curious to see who that is and how it turned out. But anyways, my main point of all of that was that there is way more color in this living room, and that just sort of gave me the freedom to kind of play with colors throughout the rest of the home. And since all the windows are kind of black and most of the doors are red, which I changed later so that some of them are like more of a gray color, it was challenging to inject different colors in there and still keep it bold colors. I had to throw some pastels in there anyway. And then the nursery, I just went all crazy and did bright yellow. But I mean, black and yellow look good, right? Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Do you remember that song? Oh my God, that used to get stuck in my head all the time. But yeah, but it's black, yellow, red, and a bunch of other colors because this is a nursery. So nursery needs some bright, fun, exciting colors. Babies love lights and colors, so I wanted to keep it just cheerful and fun. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this is where, well, no, that's not where I realized that there's no door yet. Eventually I realized. Oh, it is. There we go. That's when I'm like, wait a minute, you cannot get to this kitchen. Let's hurry up and stick some sort of doorway or entryway somewhere. And it just turned out to be a tiny little archway. And the walls were cool, but they're so empty towards the top. It makes it just look weird, so I threw in some art in the kitchen and of course some art in the dining room. And now we are moving on to the master bedroom, and it's a pretty decent size. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, this is the light part. See, oh my gosh, you can see the difference in the speed build so much easier than you could when I was trying to figure it out. But yeah, there's a completely different tone of light that those big beaming lights were casting, and it was making the colors all wonky because when I thought I was looking at, black and white and it looked a little bit more beige than a stark white, it's because the light was throwing me off. So now that I know that for sure, I'm probably going to steer away from those lights unless I'm doing a really warm, cozy type room that wants more warm tones in the light. But I like this true to color one instead. So I'll probably stick to these, not get too adventurous with my lighting yet. But yes, now we're on to the master bedroom, and this one I decided to play with some blues and orange as well. So again, just sticking to those bold primary colors, red, blue, orange, green. I mean, yeah. So now I needed I don't know. I think master bedrooms should always have a much more grand entrance than the rest of the rooms. So I usually try to use double doors or sliding doors or just something a little bit more fancy for the master bedroom. Just something to completely set it off from the other rooms in the home. And of course, in this particular home, the master bedroom is bigger and it has its own bathroom. It's the only room in the house with its own bathroom. And right now, just working on the little dresser area. I don't know if I just can't find it, but there's no makeup in Sims 4 as far as I know. So that was a little odd for me because I always stick makeup on a dresser or a vanity or in the bathroom. And all I could really find was the little perfumes and nail polish, which I guess were good enough. So now mom and dad get a wall-mounted TV, so they have a little bit of a entertainment area in their room as well. In case the kids are in the living room, they can sort of just retreat in here and watch whatever they want, or just wind down and watch some TV before bed. I know some people can't do that. If they try to watch TV before going to bed, they'll stay up all night. And I mean, sometimes that's the case for me, but for the most part, I need the TV to fall asleep. I really need some sort of background noise. And lately I've actually had a little bit of trouble sleeping, so I've been turning on a fan just for the noise. I don't really like the air that comes from it, but I like the sort of humming of the fan when it's just really hard to fall asleep. So that tends to help me a little tiny bit. But anyways, enough about that. Now we're moving on to the master bathroom, which I wanted to give it more of like a spa-like feel. So we have a tub and a shower. So there's the shower right there. Oh gosh, that little laundry hamper was driving me nuts because the white was way too white against the wall. And the only other options I think were beige and brown. And I wanted black or gray, and they didn't have it. So I got really, really upset. I know that's so silly to get upset over, but I do end up making it one of the light beige colors instead, so it doesn't just blend into the wall there. And right now working on the tub area. Again, this is the part that feels like more like a spa. So I put some candles for some mood lighting and the nice black bathrobe, which I think just looks so luxurious. Luxurious? Did I say that right? Yeah. I don't know. That bathrobe looks so comfy and fluffy and nice. And I don't actually use bathrobes in real life. Maybe I should start. My friend gave me a really nice one that actually has my name embroidered on it, and it's bright red and it's super soft, but for whatever reason I've never used it. But maybe I'll go take a nice bath with some Lush bath bombs and then wrap myself up in a robe afterwards and relax. That actually sounds like a really nice evening. It's still like super hot in Florida right now, so once it starts to get colder, I'll definitely be more in a bath type mood. I'm gonna miss my hot tub. I just moved to an apartment from a house, and of course I had to sell my hot tub, which is my favorite thing in the world. Oh, I miss it so much. I'm gonna miss it so much more when it starts to get cold. But yeah, I do have a bathtub and plenty of Lush bombs stocked up, so I will be fine. And if you don't know what a Lush bath bomb is, it's like a little ball of, I don't know, it's like a solid ball, and you throw it in the water and it just kind of fizzes and it can change colors or scents or other things. So yeah, they're they're amazing. I love them. I'm obsessed with them. But speaking of being obsessed with, I love this little study so much. I love it. I think this might be my favorite room in the house. The colors in here are just really fun. Since I didn't really put desks in the bedrooms, I don't think. Maybe I did. Maybe the boys have a desk. No, I can't remember. But anyways, this study has two computer desks, so that everyone can come and hang out and study, or just, socialize online, play video games online, write or paint. Oh, there's just so much to do in here. There's books you can read, and the colors in there were pretty fun. A lot more pastel than the rest of the home, but I love that study. So now I'm moving on to the girls' room, and this could either be for a child or a teenager or a young adult. I mean, there's not really an age limit to it. The reason maybe it wouldn't work so well for a child is because there's not really any toys and stuff, but that's okay. Not all children like toys. Some prefer makeup and really, a little bit more, I don't know, just other things. Some kids don't really like toys. So if you are going to put a child in here, well, you can add toys, I guess, if you want, or maybe you have a Sims child who's more into like fashion and things like that than toys. And yes, you can be a child and be into makeup. They do make kids makeup, which is maybe safer for kids. I don't know. Is it supposed to be safer for kids? I don't know. I can't remember if I really ever played with makeup as a child. I know I loved Barbies and I loved fashion, but those are toys, so I don't know. No, come to think of it, I mean, I don't even wear makeup now, so I can't I can't imagine I was too into it as a kid either. Although I did go through a weird phase of watching makeup tutorials on YouTube, and like I said, I don't wear makeup, but I went through this weird phase where I bought hundreds of dollars worth of makeup. I'm not very proud of it. But yeah, I wanted everything that all the makeup gurus had, and I would play with it and maybe wear it at home to take pictures, or once in a great while if I'd go out to an event or something, but yeah, for the most part, I don't wear makeup. I don't. It feels very uncomfortable and unnatural for me. And I know some girls can't live without it, and they don't feel comfortable without it, but for me, it's just quite the opposite. So whatever makes you happy. All right, so now we are moving on to well, actually, real quick, on that train of thought, what I was trying to say is that room over there for the girl would be a great place to film makeup tutorials for YouTube. I mean, that's really what I thought of when I was building that room. But anyways, now on to the boys' bedroom, or it could be for a boy or girl, or a boy and a girl, or whatever you want, whatever you like. It's a pretty gender neutral room. Not that colors are gender specific, but I do tend to fall into pinks for girls and blues for boys only when I play The Sims for some reason. In real life, not at all. I buy my nephew pink things if he wants pink things, and it's just, like I said, colors have no gender, but for whatever weird reason in Sims, I tend to make boys' rooms blue and girls' rooms pink. But this one, I did not. Of course, there is blue, but I also put green and orange and yellow and a bunch of other colors, so you could put whoever you want in any room that you want, but this room is I don't know, for anybody. This is definitely a kid's room, though, because there are lots of toys and, well, I don't know, some teens and even some adults play with toys, so I guess I can't even say that either, really, especially with those cool little action figures. I know plenty of adults who have those, including myself. I have my Jay and Silent Bob action figures that are still in the box, and they are signed, and I will not open them, but I do have toys as an adult, and I played with Barbies until I was in my mid-20s. I know that sounds crazy. Judge me all you want. I played Barbies as an adult. I loved dressing them up. I didn't make them talk to each other or do anything like that, which if you do is totally cool, but I was just more into the fashion aspect of it and playing with their hair and fixing their hair and getting them new clothes. And my my best friend Katie would play with me too, like I said, into our early and mid-20s, and our boyfriends at the time thought we were crazy, but they would go play card games or WoW or Magic or something. I don't even remember what it was. Dungeons and Dragons? Something. They would go play that, and we would play Barbies in the corner of the game store, and everyone thought we were crazy, but we thought we were cool. So the point is, do what you want. Do what makes you happy. If you like toys and you're an adult, cool. If you're a boy and you like pink, cool. If you're a girl and you like sports and action figures, cool. There should be no restrictions on any of that ever. You should always do what makes you happy. So now I'm moving on to the hallway, and there's a lot of like weird, just long, empty parts of the hallway. They're pretty narrow though, so I didn't do too much in terms of wall art, but I did make sure to include some console tables and some plants and some things to just really bring the house to life. And we're actually getting towards the end of the video here, so we're about to go into screenshots. Since I talked more about other stuff than the house, I'll try to talk about the house when we get to the screenshots, which is right now. So there we go. There's the outside with that bright red front door. There's a little peek into the nursery, some plants down those narrow hallways. Of course, the fun colored living room, my favorite room, the office/study. And now we're on to the black, white, and red kitchen/dining room. Sort of has a retro feel, but with a modern touch, and I like it. I can't say I hate it. That dining room shot is really cool too. I love that a lot. And then here's the master bedroom. The blue and the red always remind me of Superman. And the luxurious master bath suite. I love it. I love it. It looks very nice. And then there's a better peek of the nursery. Lots of bright fun colors. Makes me so happy. And this is the kids' room, or bathroom, I mean. This is the kids' room, like the little kids' room. And this is the room maybe for more of a teenage girl. And there's my plants again in the hallway. This is a door that goes out into the backyard. There's actually two ways. You could come from the kitchen or from the hallway. There's that awesome patio set and the barbecue grill that looks so fun and inviting. And you can see my little Alan Che sim from another video in the background of that photo that went by so fast. Hot tub, pool, lots of fun landscaping. And there is my sim self that someone made for me at the grill. So here is a screenshot of the floor plan so you can see everything as well. And yeah, this was a a pretty fun build. Thank you so much for watching. Laura, I hope you love this home as much as I loved making it for you. And if you guys want to subscribe so you don't miss the video, that would mean a lot to me. And I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.